madness. This is Sparta!
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Hyacine finally, specifically in the Castorice team, and how much of a difference is she really comparatively to Gallagher, which is her current best teammate. In the past, I have personally said that I don't believe she is worth the pulls, but I was missing a key part of information that honestly changed everything and could potentially double Castorice's damage. Yes, you heard me right. Double her damage, which, to be fair, right now it may not make that much of a difference, but in the future it most definitely will. So we are going to go over the calculations in today's video. So if you enjoy the type of content, let me know by liking the video, leave in the comment section below, and consider subscribing to the channel. Also check me out on twitch.tv/iSUMMON. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. As far as her kit, I'm only going to recap two things. The rest of her kit, I'm going to break it down better in a guide video, but this is more of a calculation video, so I'm going to just recap two things to give context to why she is so strong. A part of Ika's kit is that whenever the allies have their HP drained or consumed or lowered, Ika will consume its own HP in order to heal the team. And then if you have Hyacine's ultimate up, you will essentially double the healing that Ika does. That is one component of what makes this very strong. The second component, we're going to talk about it a little bit later, but for now, this is the key component that is going to make this whole thing very, very strong. At face value is 2% of Hyacine's max HP plus 20. And then when you have the ultimate up is 4% of Hyacine's max HP plus 40. At face value, doesn't seem like that much, but this is per ally, and this includes memo sprites as well. So in a full team with everybody's memo sprites out, let's say in the Castorice team, for example, let's take a look. We have Castorice, which is 1, with Pollux, that is 2, with RMC, that's 3, with Mem, that's 4, with Tribi, that's 5, and then you have Hyacine, that's already 6, because Ika doesn't count. So that's 6 teammates that you have right there, that all of them trigger the heal. So technically speaking, this is 4% times 6, which is 24-ish% of Hyacine's max HP, which you are going to be building Hyacine with a high amount of HP anyway, so that is going to be a lot of healing just off the cuff. So now at E0, S0, how much of a difference are we making here? So going over the team, we already mentioned what the team is going to be. It's essentially the same team we are running now, except we are replacing Hyacine with Gallagher. Let's go ahead over with the no signature light cone sheet. Same team, Castorice, E0, S1, Remembrance MC with the light cone. We have Tribi with Dance Dance Dance, and then Hyacine with the Herda Shop light cone right here. Now for this, we're not going to pay attention to any damage numbers per se as of right now. What we are going to pay attention to is how often we can actually get this dragon to show up, because we can kind of extrapolate that since Castorice's most of Castorice's damage is tied up to the dragon. If we can summon the dragon more times, then we can do more damage. It's just like, that's just one way to measure how much damage our Castorice team can do. It's just how many times we can summon the dragon and then blow it up. Now, if you start off with your technique, you are going to start off with your dragon. So we're not going to blow it up here. We are going to blow it up here. So this is the same dragon, right? All this time we have the same dragon up. You blow it up here. The first actual summon dragon is going to be right here. So the actions that took us to summon the dragon is going to be a Hyacine skill. That's also a heal. Here, we're going to trigger more heal because we're going to take damage from the boss, which makes our HP go down, which triggers Hyacine's or Ika's heal. Castorice is going to decrease our own HP, which is also going to trigger Ika's heal. Also, an enemy hit triggers Ika's heal, then Mem, then RMC basic, and then this is going to be enough to trigger the Castorice ult, which enables us to get the dragon. Obviously, once we get the dragon, we do it. We blow up the dragon after the Pollux Breath 3. Yeah, after Pollux Breath 3, we actually ended up blowing up the dragon. And then from this dragon to this dragon, look at how many actions it took us to actually fire off this ultimate, which was actually right here. So we blew up the dragon here. Hyacine skill, heal, which, you know, Hyacine skill is the heal. Ika attack. We get hit by the enemy, which triggers Hyacine heal again. RMC basic into Castorice skill, and then the Castorice skill gets us the ultimate. So it literally took Hyacine's turn and then Castorice's turn to get us another ultimate. Literally just nothing to get our ultimate one more time. Very, very quick. Now we're able to blow up the dragon one more time. And look how fast we got this dragon. Castorice's turn, Hyacine's turn. Get another dragon. One more time. We get Hyacine heal here. Hyacine turn. Castorice turn. Another dragon. One more time. The next one, we get hit by the enemy. Castorice turn, Hyacine turn, another dragon. You can kind of see the pattern right here. And this one resulted in a 1 cycle clear. Again, with an E0 S0, you are able to do a 0 cycle. Same thing with Gallagher, right? The thing with Gallagher is for the 0 cycle, you are like, it's very hard to get the 0 cycle with Gallagher. You need way more investment. The investment becomes less with Gallagher if you have the S5 Battle Pass light cone, which not everybody has. I'm not saying it's not doable, right? I'm saying it's very, very hard. Now, here is where things get a little crazy. And this is where Hyacine is going to be doubling. And I don't say this lightly. I was skeptic at first. I was the one saying that I don't think Hyacine is worth it in the beginning because I didn't see it. I didn't, you know, but I was missing this really key part, this interaction that happens between Hyacine's or Ika's talent and Hyacine's light cone. This little interaction that happens between this thing, this right here, and this right here makes it to where you get her ultimate so often. You get Castorice's dragon so fast that you can get up to 8 dragons in a 0 cycle. And I'm not even kidding. I saw it. I wish I could show you guys. I can't show you guys, but we have the calcs for it. We have the simulation for it. It's pretty crazy. I was a skeptic too, but I'll show you what I have. So let's go ahead and take a look. Here it is. The one of the simulation. This is not the 8 dragon simulation, but I'll show you one of the interactions that I saw, and I actually saw this one, and it's this one right here, right? This right here. I want you guys to pay attention to this. So you have Castorice skill into Castorice ult, gets you the Pollux dragon. You blow up the dragon into mem attack, mem action advance to Castorice. You're able to ult one more time. Now, when Castorice uses her skill, she's going to drain all the HP from everybody on the field. That's 5 allies, because again, the dragon's not out, right? So she drains everybody. She drains Mem, Trailblazer. She drains herself. She drains Ika, Hyacine, and Tribi. That's actually 6 people. Ika is going to drain herself again to heal everybody. And then she's going to heal everybody. And all of that is going to supercharge the dragon one more time. Because remember, the dragon gets for HP consumption and HP healing. So HP consumption from Castorice and everybody on the team. HP healing from Ika, everybody in the team. This is going to supercharge this dragon. Like, you're just going to get this immediately. Boom. Ult. You blow up the dragon. Now, this is where it gets crazy, chat. This is where it gets crazy. Hyacine comes in between the dragon blow up. Remember, you just blew up the dragon. Pollux explosion. Hyacine comes in. Ultimate. What does the light cone say? Light cone says, when you use the ultimate, consumes all allies' HP equal to 1% of their current HP. Additionally deals, this doesn't matter. This rest doesn't matter. This is what matters. Consumes all allies' HP equal to 1% of their max HP. When you trigger this consumption, this triggers one more time. This gives you like 30% of Pollux. This is like 30-some% of Pollux. The heal itself is like 23% of Pollux. So you're already at like half of it just by the ultimate into the heal by having the light cone. And it's your turn still, because now you can do your skill. We don't have enough because you have to factor in all the actions that take place. But here, after Tribi additional damage is calculated, we do a Hyacine skill, which is another heal that heals all allies, and Ika that'll also trigger this. So you're doing this, you're doing the heal, you're healing this. After you heal, supercharging the dragon, you're gonna trigger this, consuming 1% HP. Supercharging the dragon, and now you're gonna trigger this, supercharging the dragon, and that's how you get this ultimate right here. You blow up the dragon one more time, and that's how you get 3 dragons in like 10 action value. What is it? 12 action value? 22 actions. In 22 action value, you get 3 ults. That's how you do that, and this is how E0 S1 Hyacine is going to potentially double Castorice's damage output. I was talking to LP, shout out to the GOAT LP. He was explaining this to me on a voice call, and I didn't like, it made sense how it's probably making kind of sort of sense how I'm showing it to you here. But when I saw it, it's when I was like, oh shit, now it makes a lot. Like, now, oh shit, you know? You don't like, until you see it, it doesn't really click. I wish I could show you guys, but right now the most I can show you guys is the numbers, the calculation results. Okay, so we're gonna go over them in true iSUMMON video fashion. We have the Gallagher 1 cycle. This is single target damage right here. We're going to go over all of it. So the way we can measure this is by team damage per action value or Castorice damage per action value. You can measure it however you want. Either way, the difference is night and day. And like I said before, right now it really doesn't matter, because like having a 1 cycle with Gallagher or 1 cycle with Hyacine, or a 0 cycle with the Gallagher, 0 cycle with Hyacine, doesn't matter. It's still 0 cycle. It's still 1 cycle. But you guys already know Hoyo. Again, don't shoot the messenger, guys. Don't come at me. You already know Hoyo. You already know more, like HP scaling, higher HP enemies are going to come eventually. We already know this. It happened last year with Acheron. After Acheron, enemy HP just went crazy. We already know it's coming. And this is them pretty much telling us that it's coming. Before, we were able to 0 cycle with Pella, and then they released Jiao Shou, and now it's like, you know, you can't 0 cycle with just Pella. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, probably you can. I mean, if you have hyper invested Pella, you probably can. But now to 0 cycle with Acheron, you kind of need Jiao Shou. You know what I'm saying? So this is kind of like what is like giving again. So let's go over the numbers. Gallagher 1 cycle clear, 4 million damage, 4.1 million damage, 72% of the damage, 13k team damage per action value is about 70% of the damage comparatively to E0 S0 1 cycle with Hyacine. We use the E0 S0 as the benchmark, 18k damage per action value for that team. The Castorice damage is about 40% higher. Depending on how you look at it, it's either 40% higher if you look at this as the base, or 30% higher or 30% less if you look at this as the base. Now, why do I say that E0 S1 Hyacine can potentially double the damage if the damage is not really double? Well, the actual damage is actually not double, but the team damage. But the team damage, as you pay attention to the team damage per action value, it's pretty jarring how much of a difference it actually is. If you go from 13,000 team damage per action value to 23,000 team damage per action value, that, you know, that's like a 90 something % jump in damage. Or even if you go from like a set for like a 10,000 damage per action value to an 18.4% or 18.4 thousand damage per action value, that's you know, that's an 80% jump depending on how you see it. We have 0 cycles that we're able to get 6 dragons inside of 0 cycles. Is something that you just can't do with anybody else. It's unheard of. It's just extra damage for just no reason, just by having Hyacine on the field. And like I said, right now for these bosses, we kind of don't need it. For the Pollux boss, we're probably not going to need it. But in the future, we're probably going to end up needing 5 dragons minimum just to clear in 3 to 4 cycles. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's something Gallagher could possibly do. You know, I could be wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I am completely off base. I want to be wrong. I want to be called out in the future to be like, oh, you were so wrong about Hoyo. They did not do this. I'm able to clear with Gallagher. I really hope that this is the case. If these calcs are painting a story, they're telling me that it's going to happen the same way that happened with Acheron. They released Acheron. She was insanely strong. She was 0 cycling even with Pella without her best support. She was the best DPS in the game without her best support. And then her best support came around and it was the HP scaling, but like the HP on the bosses just went off the rails. And that's what is giving to me. Like the damage needed to clear these bosses was going to be insane. And this is what it's showing that it's going to be. Having 6 dragons or 5 dragons in 0 cycles, having 18,000 team damage per action value or 23,000 damage per action value at E0 S1 is insane. When the alternative free to play is almost half that. So yeah, I'm not gonna say I mean, I'm not gonna say that if you have Castorice that you should pull for E0 S1 Hyacine, but I mean, yeah, it's looking like it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying right now, but definitely plan for the rerun. I mean, for my free to play account, it's looking like I'm gonna have to scramble to pull for Hyacine. I really didn't want to pull for Hyacine on my free to play account, but it's looking like I'm gonna have to just to keep my account from like being fucked. you know, especially since we just lost the 50-50 on the Noxa banner. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think about this whole Hyacine thing. Put it in the comments. Until next time, guys. See ya.